Okay, awesome. So my purpose for starting to do these, well, first of all, I have been busy every single Saturday, I think, like this year. And so this is like the first Saturday that I'm actually home. My kids are in Disney World right now, and Joe and I fly out tomorrow. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start like, just offering these little power hours. My goal would be to do a couple Saturdays and try to work with time zones. It's really hard because I know this is late for East Coast, but it's early for Pacific. So I just kind of wanted to work with that. And then also, but I wouldn't mind doing one during the week too, probably like during the day, because it just works better. And with our other calls, I think that's easier. But my whole point with all this is like, come with like questions, come with like, hey, I had this win, but I'm wanting, what should I say to this person? Or this is maybe their, what's kind of holding them back, so that we can like really work through things and really kind of like give you guys the language or, whatever it is. But I think, I was on a walk this morning. And so I had a couple ideas as I think, well, when I'm on my walk. So one of my ideas was for customers. I think sometimes I know Julie's like master at customers. Allie's like master at customers. Like so many of you are amazing at customers. I'm better with helping other, brand partners. That's kind of my bread and butter. But I want to be good with customers. And I'm sure like everyone else wants to be good with working with prospects too. So like, I think, kind of having that good balance is really key, because that really creates like that overall business. And I know Stacy's like brand new, and Joy is like brand new too, but so when we're kind of talking like customers, obviously those are people who shop, but we can also build a team here. We can also help other ladies get started. And that's really, to me, that service mindset. I love being able to service my customers, to get them a great outfit where they just like, they're texting and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I just had a girl, like she got the Zion leggings and she's like, oh my gosh, you weren't exaggerating. I'm like, no, I know. She goes, no, I really feel like amazing. And I'm like, I love that. But I also love helping other ladies create the income that they want as well, right? Like it's kind of twofold. So one of the ideas I had for customers is sometimes I think, and this wasn't the case when I first got started, we barely had any clothes in our app. We were still coming out of COVID. It was kind of a mess, but now we have all of these clothes, all of these items that sometimes I think our customers, and even like me, I can get overwhelmed with what should I suggest to them? What should I suggest? So one of the ideas I had is like, what if you kind of built your business around 3 or 5 of your favorite outfits? Okay. So like, for instance, like today I have the Solace leggings on and I put it on with the Lauren bra, which it really kind of matches cute. So like, what if this was my outfit? Okay. Obviously I just put on the Brit top to put on top of it, right? Like you can make these different outfits, but maybe I could put on the Emma sweater over this and like change my shoes, like just think about like ways that you can just get really, really good at selling 4 or 5 outfits that like you could literally go into Canva. First of all, you could do a reel, right? You could do a reel of you changing these little outfits. It doesn't have to be anything major. You could just do a story about it. You could take still pictures, put it into a reel. There's like so many different ideas. But when you're posting about it too, like I know for me, like as a busy mom, if I was not like super good at putting fashion together, which a lot of women aren't, they don't have that confidence. But if someone told me, hey, if you buy these 4 pieces, we're going to be able to like style them this many ways, like you could grab a denim, jean jacket. I have like a jean jacket that I wear like all the time. It's like a staple. I could put that over, right? Like I could take other pieces that are maybe in my closet and make it work. So if you told me like, hey, purchase this $150 set or $200 set, and like, I've got this kind of made for you. So I think that is like a great idea. Like, obviously I might put, these are like bright orange. So maybe I would pick like more neutral. But really like, you don't have to like, and then think about like, maybe if you came up with 3 or 4 outfits, maybe one is like super economic. Okay. So like stuff that's like, hey, you can get all this for $120 kind of thing, assuming you're a wholesale member. And maybe this one, like with the Zion leggings and the Survivor bra, right? That's going to be a little bit higher end. But we have those customers, like people want things like those products are going to last forever. And so that was like kind of one of my ideas that I'm like, if it's overwhelming to you, especially new people, is like take your favorite items and put together outfits. Like it's so easy to go on Canva, or you can even do it on like Instagram, save your little picture, and then you can like send it to somebody and you could literally have it. I don't know. I'm like thinking you could even put like the pricing on it too, like, hey, if you're an insider, this is, here's retail, here's your inside, or here's your wholesale, and here's your insider. You could even take it one step further with that. So that's an idea, like to really kind of narrow things down. And I really think sometimes if we get really good at one thing, the rest of the things kind of fall in. Like Julie's like so good at customers. So like, therefore, like pretty soon the prospecting is going to be a lot easier for her. She's going to be able to build a team so much easier. She's still shopping sprees, like they're going out of style. So it's like, just kind of like keeping up with that. So that was one idea I had. And then I wanted to, and then I'm going to let like everybody work because I didn't really want to take all this time, but one of the things that I feel like has been a pivotal shift for me in bringing in brand partners is particularly, so I think I did it at the end of December, if I remember right. And I'll share these with you too. If you guys want them, I'll put them in the chat here. But at the end of December, I decided to make a 3-minute video, a 5-minute video. And then I think it's about 12-minute video, which would kind of look like our Savvi story, but like a really in-depth overview. My 3-minute video was like short, fun, like, hey, this is why you should check us out. We're all about women empowerment, permission granted to be you. Like, think about, clothing that you put on, you feel amazing, like just something that you're really, really excited about. And then it's like, it's just enough to pique their interest where they want to know a little bit more. Okay. Then I did, so that would be like something that's super fun. Like, okay, who is Savvi? Okay. So who is Savvi? What makes this different? And why I partnered with Savvi. That would probably be my 3 things I would put in that first little video. Okay. Why I took a look at it, or, what it's done for me, or how it's changed me, or something along those lines. Okay. Then your 5-minute video would be something very similar. Okay. You always, because like, different people might see it. So you want to kind of hit those key points that I just mentioned, but then you want to talk about how they can partner with you. Okay. So obviously they could shop and they could become a wholesale member. Okay. I would talk about that. It's $29 discount. Like, and I'm talking like really, really quick. This is not where we're giving them, everything in the kitchen sink. This is this is just enough for them to be like, Kat, get me on the phone. Like, I want to know more, so think about it like that, but then talk about really quickly on how we can get started. We have 3 business packs. Sometimes I even like to say shopping sprees because I don't want it to sound so scary. But we have 3 business packs, AKA shopping sprees. That's usually what I say. They're amazing. This company matches everything that you're putting into your business. They're going to actually give you back more in exchange. I would love to talk to you more about it. Make sure you message me right now for more details, or, reach out to me right now, or, send me a yes back or whatever, but give them a call to action at the end of each one of these, so that like, if you're sending this to your girlfriend, okay, she knows to be like, hey, Stacey, tell me more kind of thing. Because if you don't tell them anything to do, guess what? They'll watch the video. They might really be interested, but you'll never hear about it. And which is so silly, but some people just don't think to be like, they're scared, right? It's fear-based, that they don't feel like they can do it, or that maybe you think that they couldn't like do it well or something. Like, it's just, people think about it weird. And so we have to like build that confidence. So at the end of each one of those, make sure you kind of bring like a call to action, like, hey, say more if you want, if we can chat or whatever. So that's, and then my 12-minute video, and I can give you guys, I kind of do it like the Savvi script, but you guys can always use my videos. Well, I think your 3 and your 5-minute video needs to be your face. Okay. I think it needs to be your face. You could plaster these all over social media. Julie, I know you have a business page. I put those on my business page and I'll switch them out. And I can't tell you like the times that people will comment and be like, hey, I want to know more. I want to know more. Like, what is this kind of thing? People who just stumble upon it. But then you can start to, like, when you send out messages to people, include it. Like you can even include it in your first like reach out message. Let me put in here in the chat really quick. I think everybody here knows my first kind of reach out message. Let's see here. Sorry. Okay. If I can find, here we go. Okay, my language is so simple. All right, I'm going to put it right here. So what you could do is you could put your little video, your little 3-minute video. So not only that is, are you open to checking out, but then you're giving them, and it's just enough to pique them interest, their interest, to want them, to have them want more. Okay. Let's see what else. So the 3-minute video, 5-minute video, and then I can also, I'll put my examples in here so you guys can see. You guys are they're not very good. I'm just going to tell you, but I have a lot of good luck with them. I literally was like, after a workout, I was feeling like energized and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and do these videos. And they're not that great, but I also think they're relatable because they're not that great. You know what I mean? Like people kind of think, oh gosh, she can do this. I can do this. So I will add these into the chat thread here. Here's my 5-minute one. I'm not even dressed cute. Like it literally, like I look like this right now. So there's that one. And then I will also, you guys can also use my, my overview. You guys don't have to, unless you're feeling confident and you want to, but there's no reason to not just use my 12-minute video. So that is essentially, like, for those of you who are brand new, we have Savvi here. Let me put this over. Oops. Hang on a second. I'm just going to organize these so you guys know. Oh, and I can't spell, but that's supposed to be overview. So for those of you who are brand new, every Tuesday we do what's called Savvi Story, and that is an overview of our brand. Okay. So that is like really kind of, you can certainly send customers there, but I think people who in the back of your mind, who you're thinking, I think she'd be killer at this. I would love to work with her. I'd be crushed if I saw her at an event with my friend Jill. Like, I want her on my team kind of thing. That's Tuesday nights. Okay. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8, 7, 6. Okay. So that is done by a top leader. So I've done them several times now. My jam with the company is more the virtual trunk show, but that's my 12-minute overview that I did for them. So you guys can have that. Then I think the other thing that is huge, and I personally have been growing my team this way, is getting them on that virtual trunk show. Okay. I know that it's going live in the Facebook page, but I would not send anybody to the Facebook page personally. I would only send them to savvylive.com for the direct trunk show so that they're on the Zoom, they feel a part of it. I think if you're sending them to Facebook, you have no idea if they've showed up. You don't have any idea if they've seen it. I do think the company streaming it there, it's totally fine because it's a great place to tag people. Just for them to kind of open it up. But what I love is getting them on that trunk show and then immediately following up with them and saying something like, oh my goodness, what did you think? Wasn't that fun? Are you mostly looking to shop, or do you want to hear a little bit more about how I create an income with Savvi? And that's it. And then it's like, I want to shop. Great. Direct her that way. I'm going to use my top 3 outfits to suggest. I'm going to send her a little, Canva pic of me and like, hey, this is what I think would be great. These are the items that I'm wearing. Let's put this together for you. I've got a $25 gift card. Okay. That's how I would do that. Then if they want to hear more, they've already gotten that. They've already kind of gotten your 3-minute spiel and your 5-minute spiel, right? Because I always do that little overview at the end. So that's where I would be like, okay, great. Do you have, 15 minutes tomorrow? We can talk. Because for me, it's late. It's not really as late for some of you, but it's late to follow up with them directly after the call. I want to make sure my text message goes after the call. And if she's like prime, she's not going to be any more prime than when she gets off that trunk show or that Savvy story. So following up then is key. And if you can get on the phone with her, like great, she's, if she's got questions and she's like, hey, do you have 5 minutes now? Like I would absolutely get on the phone with her and help her get enrolled right then, 100%. But worst case, like you're booking her the next day, right? And I do that a lot and that works really well. But so I'll book the call and so I'll be like, hey, awesome, Julie, I'm so excited that you're looking to create an income. This company has literally changed my life, like all of the things, we're going to talk tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern. Perfect. So before we chat, check out this quick overview. This will really help with questions. It will save us time and you'll really get a feel for the brand. So I booked the call. Okay. Once it's booked, I'm also going to send her and that's the 12-minute overview that I would send her, because when I get on the phone with her, I don't want to be on the phone with her for an hour, because doing what a video in 12 minutes could do, right? Like, I don't want to be like telling her all of the things. First of all, if you're on a prospecting call and you're doing all of the talking, you're losing. Okay. You're in last place. And I'm guilty of this because I could talk. And I love this brand so much. So it's hard not to share anything. But if I'm like talking to Stacy and like getting her into this brand, and I am telling her all about the insider, and I'm telling her all about the wholesale, and I'm telling her every detail about the comp plan. And all she asked was, what time, what day we get paid. Like that's too much information, right? Like, I mean, and I'm telling you this because this is what I used to do. And so I just want you guys to learn from my mistakes and not tell them everything. Because a confused mind will literally do nothing. So if you give them so much, it's like analysis paralysis. Like they're never going to jump in because they feel like they can't figure out even what you've said, let alone like think that they can build a business this way. Okay. So that was just kind of like on my mind, for like ways to kind of build both ways. Okay. If you guys make the canvas, if you guys make your outfits, share them with the group, because I would love to steal your ideas and I would love for you to steal mine. I'm going to be working on that and kind of come up with some things myself of like, one of my favorite sets is like the Ashtanga set, because you've got the matching bra. So anyway, I'll come up with stuff. You guys come up with stuff, but make sure you share. Let's share them. I think that would be awesome. The other thing is like, let's make a simple like accountability group out of this too, where what are the 5 things or 3 things, depending on your schedule, that you're going to do every day, that you can manage to do every day to build your Savvy business? So I know for me, it's making at least 5 new contacts, at least talking to 5 new people about this brand, very minimum. Okay. For me, my numbers are higher, but I've been doing this longer. So I've got, you'll know, like, as you kind of get building in like this 90 days, 120 days, like all of a sudden you'll have people who you talk to on day 1, they'll come back to you and they want to start talking to you again about it. So like my pipeline's just a lot bigger right now, but that you guys will get there. So, maybe it's posting, something every day. And I know that those newbie threads are amazing because those leaders are giving us stuff to post. Like I'm even posting like I'm just like, I can't stand coming up with stuff. Like my brain hurts to come up with stuff to push on social media. And then come up with like one tangible, like goal that we could do, whether that's like hitting destination 1 or, getting that first fast start bonus or whatever it is, or your first 2 customers or whatever that is. Like it can be big, it can be small, but something that we can like really make tangible. And let's just kind of like hold yourself accountable to that. Okay. I talked way too long. Does anybody have anything that they want like help with or talk about, or do we just want to work?
I do. I
Don't
have
be shy.
something. So,
Yeah.
one of the things I started doing is like kind of just going around. Can you hear me? Because these are those awful headphones.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you. You're a little bit quiet, but it's okay.
Okay. Like I have boutiques near me, little, And I want to go in there and I want to talk to them. I want to ask them where their clothes come from and obviously talk to them about Savvi. So I'm just like, I haven't done it yet because I'm like, I try to like envision how is the conversation even going to start? So like, I don't know if you've ever done that or how you would go about it.
I did do that. I did that with with a girl here locally, which ironically, like she didn't jump in with me, but Allie, who's also here, she just did a pop-up at that store last night, and she got like she says she's got 7 customers that are getting ready to order. So that's one idea. It was kind of, I mean, it's all about timing. It's all about like, I've been loving on her. So it was like perfect. And I'd much rather have Allie go in there and like do that like 100 times full. Like first of all, Allie's so much better at it than I am. So it worked out so good. So I will tell you, the boutiques are harder because we aren't a brand that is fast fashion, and we are a premium brand. So our clothes are a lot more expensive. The markup isn't as, good. Like they'll look at it, won't be as good. But I mean, there's a lot of like, she could just, the way I was kind of going in it with mine is like, she didn't have a very good active section, like active wear. And so I was like, what about Carrie Savvi for your activewear? Because it is premium. She does get a good enough, thing, but also I really sold it, like, so we're like a touristy town, right? And so when those tourists leave her store, and if they didn't purchase, she's never going to get that sale again, right? But if they go to leave her store and they have her app for Savvi, they could be her customer forever, right? We do have the boutique. I think we still have the boutique packs.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a better markup. The only thing with that is they need to become a brand partner to do that. I would absolutely have them do the biggest pack because they're going to get all those gift cards. That's the smartest business. I mean, that like black and white, you're going to make the most money doing it that way. And that's how we want to duplicate things. But they could hand out the samples of the wellness product like that. That's what I would do. Like I would like set up the wellness product. I mean, they could have it there to sip, to get kind of like those reorders going. I'm going to think about that, Julie, and see if I can brainstorm a few more ideas for you. But obviously, like I would just, set an appointment, take in a few pieces, don't take in like a billion, but definitely show like, because maybe like her thing would be, well, I only want to carry the Ivy dress, and then I want to carry the Solace, the sun bra, and this or whatever. So that's the other thing that I would kind of do, is kind of like focus for her. I'm assuming it's a her, but does that help at all? What?
Yeah, it does.
Did you have more like specific, or was that?
Yeah, no, I'm just like thinking about, it's literally right around the corner. So every time I like drive by or walk by, I'm like, I'm going to go in there today. And then I don't do it because I'm like, what am I going to say when I get in there?
Yeah. So you just tell them who we are. Like, it's going to be like your 5-minute video, right? Like,
yeah.
Tell them who you are, tell them why we're great, and tell her like the income potential that she can earn. Because I think the biggest thing for these boutiques is like, they have to carry so much in inventory, right? Like it's like $100,000, like right there, where, with Savvi, it's something that she could just add in, but she doesn't lose those customers. They're not running out the door if they don't buy, or they buy once, they're super happy, right? But like they didn't, or worse is like, they walk out and they're like, I'm going to go look for that somewhere else cheaper kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, which we've all been probably guilty of, like, oh, I think I could find that on Amazon cheaper. I mean, that's just the reality, but like, so that's kind of how I would go about it. And then just see, but like, what's the worst? Like, she's not your client right now. So what's the worst that's going to happen?
Right. Yeah. She'll be like, no, bye, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe she's just like, well, maybe she just want to start selling Savvi on the side.
Right. Yeah.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Kat. Your pretty face, I can see now.
Yeah, I had a question actually. So I feel like one of the things or two things that I've been struggling with my Savvy business is like reach outs and expanding my network and then selling the shopping sprees.
Okay.
So I kind of feel overwhelmed because I work full time also. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna fit it into my schedule. But I also am not sure how to go about expanding my network. Like when I was doing cold reach outs, I would talk to them, but then when I would show them the price point, they would all ghost me.
Okay. So look at who you're targeting there.
Okay.
Because they're probably it's just not in their, you know, in their price range, right? So what I like to do is find a company or another influencer. I love that sister studio girl, Jen. I forget her last name, but anyway, she's like the Abercrombie person. She does a lot of, but I noticed like people who follow her, they shop, right? And they see the value of good things. So if you're getting a lot of like ghosting from that, it's probably the market's not right. Okay. So,
Okay.
and that's normal, right? Like we tend to like, I don't want to say recruit, but like we tend to like recruit down, even for our customers. We go down because that's more comfortable for us versus reaching for the girl who has it all together, who looks like she doesn't need it, who, you know, probably has money, but like you don't know, she could be totally burnt out. She could maybe have more student debt that you could even like imagine and is looking for income. I mean, that was who I was. Like I was the girl who was like, looked like I had it. I mean, I did have it together, but I was still praying for something else. Like I was still praying that I could do something around my kids, create another income, like pay for college, things like that. Even though like I didn't necessarily like not have money, right? Like I had money, but I was just like, I wanted, you know, more things. And so like when you're reaching out to people, reach up, like reach to the girl who you're like, oh my gosh, I'd be so pumped to show up at a gather and she's like on my team versus, oh, Savvy would be good for them. I used to say that to myself. Oh, Savvy would be so good for them. That would really help them. Like, no, that's not who we want. That's not who you want on your team. You want people who will come in and they're great for like, they're going to take our brand and move us up a couple levels kind of thing. Those kind of people. The other thing is, what are you showing them? Like, why is it a price point? Are you sending your website to them?
So they'll like ask what the package prices are and I'll send them the shopping
Okay.
sprees. And then a lot of times too, how I started off is I just ask them like, if you're interested in leggings or cute athletic wear, check out my link to shop. And then
Okay.
there's also a business aspect to it. If you're interested, let me know if you want to hear more.
Okay. So this is how I would tweak what you're doing. Okay. So I would tweak if they're mostly looking to shop, I would tweak it with an outfit, right? Like we just talked about, like coming up with those 3 or 4 graphics that you're like, oh my gosh, this would be so cute on you. Right. And like
Okay.
put that together for her because she will get into your website and she'll be like, I have no idea. Like there's a lot here. Like, I don't even know. Like I had a girl, like she just joined my team last night actually. And she's like, we were getting in there and we were starting to shop. And she's like, I thought we only had the first page. Like, I didn't realize you had all of these other things. And I'm like, yes, like we have a ton on there. And so it could just be that. I mean, they could see the price on the Zions and run for the hills, right? But that's like our top level. I mean, look at the Solas, like they're so affordable, right? So think about that. The other thing is I don't talk about the shopping sprees unless I'm like in a relationship with these people. Okay.
Okay.
What I mean by that is like, she needs to already like know who I am, like me and trust me. I'm not going to just, I'm not going to like say, hey, you need to spend $1,000 like when we've been talking for 5 minutes, if that makes sense. I'm not saying, I'm like, obviously if she's like, show me the packs right now, like I want it, like you'll find those people. Cause I was like, hey, just give me the bottom line. Like, what am I in here for? I'm like, okay, $1,000. Okay. I can wrap my brain around that, whatever. But like those people where you're like, okay, I might scare them off. They're scared off before they even really know what it is, before their belief is really like in, you know, thinking that they can do this. So what I would do with those people rather than just sending them the shopping spree thing, I would send them like my 5-minute video where I'm talking like, hey, there's an investment, because you also, I don't know what it is about social media, but people think you're going to send them stuff for nothing. And it's bizarre to me. Like, what world do we live in that you get something for nothing? But apparently I'm in the wrong industry because these people think this. But so like, I do want them to know that like, hey, this is a business. This can make you $100 a month, or it can make you $10,000 a month. It's totally up to you. This is incredible. You're already doing it. I'm loving your page. Are you open? You know, like that. And then what I would do is I would like filter into that. So I would be like, hey, here's my 5-minute video. Set them up to chat too. Like, are you getting on the phone with anybody? Is that scare you, Kat? Is that anything that you have time to do?
I mean, I could schedule a time to do that. One thing that I started trying to do was like doing the recording, like a pre-recording. So then I could just send it to them. And so same thing with that. Once I sent it, they like kind of ghosted me.
Yeah, they don't listen to it, right? And so, I mean, because they just forget about it and there's no urgency. So what I like to do is okay, this is what I used to do when I was like I have a little more time now, but I used to be like, hey, if I send you over a quick 10-minute video, do you have time to listen to it today? So I can follow up with you tomorrow at 1:00. Like book it. Like, even if this is in Messenger, they have it in their head. Like, oh shoot, she's going to ask me. And then you have permission to like follow up with her until she's like, listened to the thing. Right. The other idea is if you can get them to book a call with you before you've given them the information. That's what I love to do, because once they book the call with me, and here, I will give you my language. Let's see here. Hang on a second. What is my language? Perfect. I added you to my schedule. I hope you will do the same. Just make sure you watch the 15-minute video before we talk. It will help with questions. Looking forward to it. If you can't make it, please make sure to let me know so I can fill your spot. I appreciate it. So I want to appear busy, right? Like I want to appear like, hey, don't waste, and I'll put this language in here. And then what I do is I attach that 12-minute video again, but I'll give it to you all right here. And so first of all, she's added me to her schedule, right? I just asked her to. She needs to value my time, right? And still will have people not answer the phone, or they reschedule. Like I had a girl this morning. She's like, I'm so sorry, I have a soccer game. I'm like, you're the one that picked this time. But anyway, it just happens. Just know that like stuff comes up and things like that. But I think doing and Heather does a really great job of this. So like maybe you need to send some voice messages to this person. Okay. So she's like open to checking it out, right? If she's asking for the packs, she's open to checking it out. So start to learn a little bit of language. Like what you can do is study my 12-minute video and start to like talk on those points. And you could do little voice messages for this. Like, and then at the end, like, hey, does this sound like something that you're interested in? And she could be like, no, yes, whatever. I think that would be a really, really good thing too. You're mostly on Instagram, right?
So I have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. I don't know TikTok. I don't know how that works, but I know that that's like a gold mine. I mean, I know how it works, but I don't know how like the recruiting aspect works. I do a lot of Facebook. I feel like that's just kind of where I'm at, but I post the same thing. But my biggest thing is, Kat, is like get into a brand that is more, and probably something other than Lululemon, but you could start digging into the people who follow Lululemon or Athleta or Aloe or, you know, whatever, or find one of those influencers that like, they're not just showing Amazon finds every day. Because I think that's like, they're just, I don't know.
So one thing that I go to this place called True Fusion, which is like a hot Pilates. They have a bunch of hot classes. And I know a bunch of people, it's expensive. So I know a bunch of people there probably
plug in there.
Like,
yes.
Right. And I don't really know how to do that. But I know that would be a really good place for finding people who are interested.
Okay, so you don't know how to do it in person?
Yeah, so expanding my network, basically, I don't really know how to go about doing that, with whether it's through social media or whether it is in person, because I do get
Okay,
a lot of
so
compliments on my leggings and stuff.
right there. Oh my goodness, you'd be amazing. You should, you should do what I do. And they'll be like, well, what do you do? Like, I've created an income wearing and sharing cute clothes with this amazing new brand. Are you open to hearing more? I mean, just like if they've already like opened the invitation, like maybe even you could even do like a little card if you wanted to like, give them that or whatever. Like, hey, could we grab a coffee after the next, what do you call it? Hot fusion?
True Fusion.
True Fusion. Okay. So that's how I would do it in person. It's like, oh my goodness, this is my brand. This is a brand I'm helping to launch. I am so excited about it. Are you open to checking it out? It's so cute. Like think about Lululemon meets Anthropologie, but we're at a better price point. And she's going to be like, yeah. And then just like get her number. Just be like, well, hey, do you care if like we exchange numbers? And I'll just text you. I mean, is that weird? She's already walked up to you.
I guess it's not weird now.
I mean, she's giving you the invite. My husband gets out on me all the time because people compliment me and he's like, babe, you could have like recruit. And I'm like, but I get weird. So I
Yeah.
understand. So it's easy for me to give you this advice, but I need to take it too. So I get it. But like, I've learned that now it's like, oh, thanks. I absolutely love this too. It's my brand. And they're like, what? And I always say I'm helping to launch a women's lifestyle brand. This is what it looks like kind of thing. I mean, they're already complimenting your outfit. Okay. As far as the social media. So go follow, you're probably already following the Fusion. Like now go in, that's your market right there. So build a relationship with them. Like versus like sending a cold message, I would be like, oh my gosh, do you go to this class too? I go too, I live here. What do you love about it? Kind of thing. Da, 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 da. What's your dog's name? Like whatever, build a relationship with them and then just ask like, hey, I know this is like, I would always say, I like to call a spade a spade. Hey, I know this is out of the blue, but this is what I'm doing. I'm helping to launch this new lifestyle brand. I wear these clothes to our workouts. They're amazing. Are you open to checking it out? That's it.
I guess it's a lot easier than what I was thinking.
You're overthinking it. And it's so classic. Like you're just thinking, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? Well, first of all,
yeah,
you're going to be like pumped because you're going to get them a new pair of leggings, or maybe they're looking for a business, or they're going to be like, oh, no, thanks. And they're not going to ever think about you again, other than they're going to keep watching you and they're going to be like, wait, does she really make money wearing that? Just like, how is she doing that? Like you're just overthinking it. You want to make it harder than what it is, which is totally normal. So don't feel bad about that. Cause like, I think we all like anyone listening to this call, like you're overcomplicating it. You really are. It really can be so simple as, reaching out to somebody. Hey, I love going to Orange Theory too. What location do you go at? I'm here. What's your favorite workout? Oh my goodness. I know this is out of the blue, but this is what I'm doing. Are you open to checking it out? I know this is kind of random, but it seems like we've got a lot in common. It might be something you might be open to. Or another thing that I like to say is, it looks like it might complement what you're already doing. I used to have some language on that. I probably still do.
Jill, can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes, go for it.
have
Please go.
a customer right now asking me about the duster. And she's
Yes.
like, it says like something about like a slim fit or something like that. So she's like, should I do my usual medium or size up? I'm like, I don't know.
I did a usual medium and I love it. I love it. And it's so buttery soft and it's so like
giving or whatever. Yeah.
Forgiving, I almost said flexible. That wasn't it, but it's like, it's got a lot of like stretch, but then it goes back. And it's got the beautiful slits on the side. I don't know why we don't promote that more.
Okay.
Like it is so cute. In fact, I'm like getting ready to pack. I'm like, I should throw that in because it's like a cute little cover up. It's like wear it over a dress. Like it's so cute. Yeah. True to size. Yeah, true to size. Kat, does that help?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I go to True Fusion like I go 3 times a week. So it should be doable, right? Like I can do
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it.
that would be my market. You're already doing it. Okay. So this is something you're already doing every day. It's very natural. These other ladies are already doing it. So why go and like try to do something different that you're not already doing every day? Do you know what I mean? Like, don't make it harder. Like, don't be trying to get into moms groups if that's not where you're at. Right.
Mhm.
Now, if you're in moms groups and you're doing that every week, like that's where you should focus. Right. If you're a soccer mom and you should be, I just think about Allie, who couldn't make the call because she's in soccer, but she teaches my daughter dance, and their recital is getting ready to come up. And she has, like, we have it set up, like she's got the makeup they got to do one night, and then they're doing photos, and she's like, I'm just going to set up a pop-up. I'm like, yes, you're already there working, like just set, like, it's brilliant. Like, it's all about working smarter, not harder. That's why I love doing the systems that we have, like the Thursday night call and the Tuesday night call. But if that's not your jam and you want to talk to people at your workout, or like ask them like, hey, could I do like a customer appreciation night and set up a little pop-up and just treat your customers. I want to offer everybody, a $25 gift card kind of thing. And then, when you do those pop-ups, like make sure you have like a drawing for them. So you're getting emails and phone numbers. So you can like literally direct message them. And, we can talk about messaging when you do that, but being really strategic with it. Like, hey, so excited to meet you, at my little wherever. Are you mostly looking to shop, or would you like to learn little bit about like what I do and how I create income? I mean, I just keep, like, if you notice my scripts are so short, like they're just,
Mhm.
it's so to the point and so basic that I think people are like, oh, I figured you said something really complicated. I'm like, no, because like the simpler, the better. And like work where you're already at. So like for me, my kids are in all of these sports. So I'm making sure I'm wearing the clothes, like work with what you're already doing. And so if that's going to the gym every day and people are complimenting you, just take that one step further. And you can even say like, hey, I'm sorry if that sounded like weird. I don't normally do this, but I just think you're super cute. I've been watching you, and I'd love to help you either find something cute to wear or, tell you a little bit more about our brand. I mean, just like admit that it's, you're stepping out of your comfort zone to do that. But like, I guarantee, like once you start doing that, you'll carry it different. You'll carry it different.
Okay.
And you're probably sitting on a little gold mine.
I know, right? That's what I think too. And then for
Yeah.
the 5 things that or the 3 to 5 things that you talked about us doing every day, what are some of those things that you do? Just so I can have an
Yes.
idea.
So it's new connections is number one, like talking to people
Okay.
about the brand, asking them to take a look. Like I would, if you really want to grow, like I think 5 is very, very minimum. Like we can do that. You can make 5 contacts in one class that you go to, right? Like just make a point of meeting 5 people. But what if you could do that with 5 people, but then that same day you start following 5 new people who also, are doing the same workouts that you're doing, and do little reach out messages to them. And then, and you could do that. Like you could really like supersize this. This is how I would add to it. Okay. 5 contacts when you go to your class, 5 contacts for that company on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, right? That's 20 people potentially a day, or if you're doing that 4 days a week kind of thing. That's huge, Kat. That's going to really like have that ripple effect where that's going to get really, really big. I would also show up on my social media platforms a couple times a week, every day. I mean, at least I try to at least show up in my stories every day. What else do I do? Gosh, I do a lot of like reaching out to people. Like that's probably my number one thing. Customers though, like who do you see as like customer? Like if you could get, 2 new customers a week, like I would work on that too. Like, okay, this is my goal for this week is I'm going to get 2 new customer orders in. Okay. So like maybe that is, you could do that along with And the other thing I like to do is if she's saying no, hey, I'm not really open to looking at more. I'm like, okay, well, awesome. Well, I would love to offer you a gift for checking, for just checking us out and listening to me. And she's like, oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah, I'd love to offer you a gift card to just check out our products, give me your feedback, maybe send me a picture or whatever. And they like love to do that. They love to do that. So like, don't let her go, like get an order out of her, right? Because you never know.
Okay.
She's always tied to you. She's always tied to you. So if she decides to become a brand partner 3 years from now, she's still on your team, right? Because she's shopping with your link. So that's like a really great way. But I think taking those outfits and like maybe you have friends in your life and maybe they're on your chicken list and you're not ready to reach out to them for the opportunity. You take those graphics that you made of your favorite outfits and be like, oh my gosh, Sarah, you would look beautiful in this. Are you open to looking at it kind of thing? I would work on my mindset every single day. I get up in the morning, I do my prayer, I do my devotion, my Bible study, and then I'm writing my affirmations every single day. And that's really kind of keeping our head right. The next call that we do for this, I want it to be more mindset, because I think that's so key. We are capable of doing anything if we can get our head right, right? Like 99% of our success comes from our mindset. Like yesterday, I was just like, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to help somebody get started today. Like, I just like, that was my mind. And by 7:30 at night, I had helped somebody. So it's just having that belief. Y'all are in the right place. This is the right vehicle. Like you were praying for this, you were looking for this, it's here. Oh my gosh, I just saw this thing on Instagram last night. It was all, and I'm going to butcher it, but I'll find it and I'll send it with, or I'll share it. But it was basically like, we go to the gym, right? Like we get our gym membership and we're like, so excited about the dream of having our beach body, in 3 months, right? Like we have this vision, we have this dream of how we're going to look. Okay. So we bought the gym membership. All right. We even like do a tour and we understand how the equipment works. We understand how the classes work. We understand all of this kind of stuff, right? We even have the outfit, the perfect outfit to go. We know literally everything that we need to do to get in shape, right? Eating, everything. But now you need to go to the gym, right? And you can't just show up once. You have to show up every day or 5 times a week or 3 times a week, right? Like you have to work it if you want to have that summer body, that beach body. And then we're like shocked when we don't get that beach body because like, well, we bought the gym membership. We know how everything works. We know what we need to do. We're not doing it, right? Well, that's the same thing with Savvi. It's the same exact thing. It's like, okay, I know how this business works, right? I know how, I know all the systems. I know that I can get them plugged into here. I know how to do my reach outs. I know how to make new connections, but am I doing them every single day? Right. And so I think if you are literally like, I don't even want to say that you need to do 5 things a day. It's the new connections, it's your mindset, and then show up on social media. So people, when you're reaching out to them, they think you're a real person and they like you. That's what I would say. I keep it really simple. Other things you can add in there is like, have a couple events, like book, have a goal of having an event twice a month too. I think would be great, a sip and see. Was this helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm so glad you guys got on. I mean, I kind of I want to make these like working Zooms too, but we haven't talked in like such a long time like this. I think it helps sometimes just kind of getting a reset, like even if it's just all in our mind, like getting a reset, but then also like, I like nail on the head, Kat, with like, I'm making this too hard. You're making it way too hard, but we all overthink it. We all are overcomplicating it. I mean, my strategy, if I were you and Julie too, is like, find that, like, we just found your niche on this call. So I'm like pumped about that. Right. So that niche, it's like, okay, 5 people. Like when I go to a class, I have to talk, Jill said I have to talk to 5 people. So if you're only going 3 times a week, that's 15 people, right? In person. You do the same thing every day on social media. 5 people from Instagram, 5 people from TikTok, and 5 people from Facebook. Or if you just want to, like, however you want to do it, whatever your numbers are. Your numbers don't need to be my numbers. And it's the key with all of this. It's that consistency. It's doing it every day. If you're working this business and you want this, if you're working this like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. My husband just left for golf. It's his hobby. It doesn't pay us. Right? Like he spends a lot of time doing it, but it's a hobby, right? And hobbies don't pay. So if y'all want to be making, $200, $500, $1,000 a month, you're going to have to work it consistently. And that really can be 30 minutes a day, working it just a little bit, right? Or 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, doing those income producing activities. And that's where you're going to see the results. The results are not going to come in 30 days. They're probably not even going to really come in 90 days. I really think it's consistent, the 120. But if you get to the 120 and you're not where you want to be, you need to look back and see truly how consistent you were. Because I think that's where the power is. And that's, people reach out to me all the time, and Savvi is like, how are you doing this month after? And I'm like, I'm just so consistent. It is like brushing my teeth. It is like working this business is like brushing my teeth for me now. Like it's something I do every single day, like every single day. Like even on a Sunday, a lot of times I'll book a couple prospecting calls because that's only when they can talk to me. And so like, even though I like to say, oh, I take Sundays off, like the reality is I still work a little bit. I'm still getting on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this was helpful. I think it was helpful for me. I'm jazzed up.
Definitely was.
Julie, anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. You guys are doing great. I'm so proud of you guys. I really am. What's the next goal that you guys really want to hit? Big, little, small, whatever.
I can tell you mine. So I'm actually have to leave in 5 minutes to go back to my local YMCA for the third time in like 2 weeks, which is great. And I've given out my information and gotten customer information from like 25 people. And of those 25 people, one has ordered. I'm like literally reaching out every other day. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm like, and then I had an in-house sip and see Thursday. So I've gotten a couple customers from that, thank goodness. And I'm like this close to reaching the Fast Start promo just to get the phone call from Ken, and that's all I want.
Yeah.
I'm like 12 points away. Like, please, that's all I want to get right now is to just have that phone call. Like, so this month has been like, so I'm hoping.
And last month was bigger for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And sometimes when that happens, I notice like when I have like a really big month, sometimes it's like down. And so that means it's just ramping up for that for May to be really big. So
Right.
And I think people are they're a little distracted right now, I'm finding. Yeah.
So anyway, that's
awesome. Are you close to your next destination?
No.
You just hit 2, didn't you? You just hit 2.
I hit 4. Yeah. So like I would.
You hit destination 4? That's great. What'd you get? What was your prize?
I did the Airbnb.
Awesome.
Although with this, I should have done the headphones because as I'm talking like this and these things, I'm like, why did I get those?
I got the necklace.
Oh, that is pretty.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Like it's my favorite. I love it. It was like so frivolous, and I was like, that's me. Okay, so we're working on getting you to the trip.
Yes.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, I'm hitting 6. I have to.
Okay, I'm hitting 6 too. Hopefully next month. So that's what's happening. Yeah.
Well, that, and
okay, Kat, what about? Oh, go ahead. What?
Sorry, I was just going to say I have to meet you in person. So
I know we have to go hang out in Utah. That'd be amazing. I would love that. And I'm also going to go. I'm speaking at the San Diego gather too. If anybody wants to come.
Is that in November?
Yes, November 3rd, I think.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
listen,
but
I'm
if you
gonna say
can't get,
goodbye.
okay, bye, Julie.
Bye,
Keep
'cause
us
I have to
posted.
go. Okay,
Okay.
thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. If you can't make it to the San Diego one, like just go to one, because I feel like that's so helpful too. But
Well,
Kat, what are you working on?
since I'm in Nevada, San Diego's closest to me. So I was thinking
Oh,
about doing that one.
let's do it. I would love that. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I see all these, like all the trips and everything that everybody goes on. And I haven't met anybody in Savvy yet. So that is one of my goals. I think I could do it, but I got to plan it out. And then as far as what I am trying to attain, I just want to start building my team. That's really
Okay.
it so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. So let's make it a goal. Like what if we got you go-getter qualified next month? So
See,
two.
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. So I just, like we said, I feel like I'm just making it harder than it has to be. So I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out
Well,
like
and
my footing basically.
don't scare them off before they know what it is. So get them
Okay.
super excited about it before they get sticker shock. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of them will just shut down immediately.
Mhm.
So that's why I want to make sure that they really understand, like, hey, you can do this. Guess what? You probably are doing it. Here's what it's all about. And then I show them what it is, right?
Mhm.
And that works a little bit different. But hey, if you get somebody that you're like, she's interested, I want to know, like, let's just get on a three-way. We could do like a Zoom. I would do this for anybody. Okay. Like I love to do prospecting calls. I love to get to know people. I love to kind of fill where they're needing something, and kind of help fill that void. So I know Heather would do this too. I will do a three-way call. I will do, put me in a chat, put me in, I'll even call her for you. If if you're not available, I've done that for people too. Like, hey, I'm at work, but she can talk at this time. Is there any way you can help? And what I do when I get on the phone with them is I'm building you up, right? Like I'm going to talk about how great and amazing you are and how you're doing all of the things and how she'd just be crazy not to partner with you, but that she also gets me too to help. And so she's got this whole community for her.
Yeah, and so I know one of the things I've started doing is trying to build relationships with the instructors because they have a lot of followers and following, and
Okay,
obviously they're
you're thinking so right. You're thinking so right. So just like, let's do this. Start sending me what you're going to send them and
okay.
start sending me these conversations. Do you have my cell number? Here.
I don't think so.
I just put it in the chat for you. Put that down,
Okay.
text me right now. So I have your number, and start screenshotting these. And what I'll do is I'll help you with language. Right. And then I did this with Kelly, and now Kelly's like, she doesn't need my help, but it's like, so send me what they're sending you. We'll come up with language. And then pretty soon you'll notice I'll be like, okay, Kat, well, what do you want to say back to her? And you'll tell me what you want to say. And I'll be like, yeah, say that. Like, what to
Okay.
say. It's really, just be human with them. Like, just be a regular person. You don't have to be. And in fact, I don't recommend you being this like well-polished, like person who knows everything about Savvy, because like, you don't need to be. And that's going to intimidate them. And I think if you come off as just who you are, people are going to fall in love with you. They're going to fall in love with your heart. They're going to fall in love with your love for the Lord. Like, they're going to just fall in love with Kat and want to just be around you.
Yeah. I guess I just get nervous to like make that first actual reach out regarding Savvy. Like I don't want to push people away because you know how if you reach out to your family, it's like bombarding them with spam type of thing. So
yeah. So I would recommend with that. Well, first of all, they're walking up to you. So you're not reaching out there, right? So just bringing up Savvy with those. And then when you're doing like your Instagram things, like make that connection first with your workouts. Or like maybe you notice she's got, she's a young mom, with a baby too, or something like that, but make a connection, ask her 2 questions, and then be like, hey, I know this is, I literally say, I was looking at my languages, literally like, oh, what was I going to say? I say that I know this is out of the blue, or this might be a little random, But I think, you know, kind of like, are you open to checking out? I think you'd be amazing and it would complement what you're already doing. Something like that.
Okay.
You know, I'm helping to launch, I would say I'm helping to launch a lifestyle brand. Think, you know, Lululemon meets Anthropologie. I think it would complement what you're already doing. Are you open to checking it out? But I call a spade a spade. I'm like, I know this is random, but I came in this brand in like an hour and a half by a cold message through Instagram. So
Oh, dang.
we followed each other, but I didn't really know her. And I really didn't even know what I was signing up for. I was just like, oh my gosh, I had been praying. So I was just like, I don't know what this is, but I've made worse mistakes. So I just literally jumped in. I went in with the full pack and I'm like, but I worked my butt off. I had it made back in a month and I've, you know, been making money ever since. So I, you know, I like you just, I mean, you could recruit me, you know what I'm saying? So like, just, but if you don't open your mouth and you don't bring it up to that person, then, you know, you're not gonna get them. So, and somebody else will, I will, Heather will, other people in the brand will. So that would be crushing, right? Like to you. So just like, and I don't say that to like, I don't like to create scarcity mindset. There's plenty for everybody. But if it's somebody that you really like, you don't want to ever regret, like I want to reach out to that girl and she says, oh my gosh, I'm already working with Kat. And then I'm like, yes, like, what can I help you with? You know, like just get so pumped about that. Because that, yeah, just keep, but I always keep that in the back of my mind is like, we're still so young. We're still such a baby company and there's so much market share here. It's like, but I want to be the person that brings it to Savvi, you know, brings them to Savvi, not somebody else.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does. I have so many notes.
Okay, good. Well, keep me posted. Okay, we're gonna go get her by May. Okay. Let's work on that. We can do it. Work so hard these last few days of April. Like,
Okay.
because some people kind of like, they shut down and they're like, I'm not gonna put any more into April because it's kind of over. It's like, no, that's like the biggest mistake. You could bring in the one person that's going to completely change your business at the end of April. You know what I'm saying? So work it like it's, you know, and then keep going. I love it because it's like what, Saturday, Sunday, and then we've got the whole, like the first week of May. So work like crazy, like up your output. So then the inflow will come in towards the end of the month. Okay. Awesome.
Sounds good.
Did you text me? Did you get my number?
I have your number. I'll text you as soon as we get off.
Okay. Text me. So I have it. Maybe I have it, but I don't know that I do. Okay.
I know. I can't remember either. Girl. Bye. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. We'll talk soon. Keep me posted. Text me updates.
Okay. I will.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
We'll talk soon. All right. Bye.